13 on your sideline. Sponsored by Davenport University. Get where the world is going.
State semifinal Saturday means a weekend edition of 13 on your sidelines. 5 of our local teams looking to punch their ticket to Ford Field, starting with East Kentwood taking on Detroit Catholic Central. The Falcons looking to get to that state title game for the first time in 23 years. EK, though, forced to punt on the opening possession. CC's Samson Gash makes a man miss right away. He breaks 2 more tackles before turning on the Jets. That's a 90-yard score and a quick 8-0 lead. Same score in the second when Duke Banta finds Gash on a tunnel screen, and the future Michigan State Spartan takes it in 15-0 Shamrocks. Now to the second half kickoff, and Gideon Gash breaking up the sideline before cutting it back, flashing his speed. In the blink of an eye, it was a 32-0 lead. The Falcons, though, would keep fight as Cade Kaufman here under pressure looks toward the end zone, and he's got Kendrick Mayu for the score, but that's as close as East Kentwood would get. DCC puts this one away with 2 late scores. Great season for East Kentwood, but it comes to an end with a 46-6 loss. Over to Division III, Lowell was looking for its first trip to Ford Field since 2015. The Red Arrows took on Mount Pleasant. This game would start off rough, though, for the Arrows. Xavier Kruger takes a quarterback keeper, and he's got nothing but room to run. One more man to beat, and he's got it. 90-yard touchdown. Mount Pleasant was up 35-0 at one point in this game. But 13 on your sidelines, MVP of the year, Logan Dawson told his teammates they're not going to roll over, and Lowell didn't. Fourth quarter ball at midfield. Dawson's going to take it himself. He gets away from everyone, gets the first score of the game for the Red Arrows, make it 35-7. Later on, Dawson would find more. This time he heads to the air, and he's got Bryce Lehman. The sophomore gets in for a big touchdown pass, but it was 41-14 at this point in the game. But just to show there's no quitting this team, Dawson and Lehman hook up again before the end of this one. This score makes it 41-21, but that's where the comeback would come to a halt. Mount Pleasant moves on as Lowell returns home. Over to D4, Unity Christian taking on Vicksburg out in Caledonia. The Crusaders with the ball on their first drive, and they make a statement. Joshua Bremer takes the handoff, bounces off multiple Vicksburg defenders into the end zone for an 8-0 lead. Unity driving again in the first quarter. This time, senior quarterback Justin Phoebus calls his own number, gets to the outside untouched, gets that last block, and he is in after that reach for the pylon. 16-0 after another conversion. Vicksburg looking for anything on their next drive. They would have to settle for a field goal, but they get on the board. That's Mitchell Byer, who makes this a 13-point game. UC would have the ball again, and, well, they would score again. Jared DeVries this time spins in for another Crusaders touchdown. They had a 21-point lead. The Bulldogs trying to cut into this thing before the half. Easton Martin hooks up with his man. Their first touchdown of the game makes it 30-10, but Unity would control this game in the second half to pick up the 45-17 win. Crusaders off to Ford Field for the third time in school history, first time since 2021. Next up, we head to Clare, where West Catholic was battling Ogemaw Heights. We picked this one up second quarter, West Catholic on the 6th. This is Colin Abrams. Nothing up the middle, bounces to the outside, and he's in 13-0 West Catholic. But later in the second, here comes Ogemaw Heights knocking on the door, and it's Calvin Marshall. He's going to go around the edge, find the end zone. Marshall makes it 13-6 West Catholic. So we go under 1 minute in the second quarter. Ogemaw Heights strikes again. Eon Jones takes the pass to Corey Kanitz, makes the catch in the end zone, 13-12 at the half. West Catholic, though, looking for some separation out of the break. Grady Augustin throws it to one of his favorite targets, Connor Oleski, who takes it in for the score and a little breathing room. 20-6 Falcons, and in the fourth quarter, Abrams, second of the day, puts this one on ice. West Catholic headed back to the D6 title game, taking down Ogemaw Heights 34-24. Kent City was facing Kingsley this afternoon, a trip to Ford Field and a spot in the D6 state title game on the line. Early on, Logan Thompson rips off a huge run for the Eagles, breaking a key tackle. Looks like an early lead for Kent City, but Kingsley's Colston Goethals at the last possible second sneaks in, knocked the ball out. Kingsley recovers in the end zone. Trading turnovers early, Tucker Dreves finds Cal Freeland, who comes away with the interception for the Eagles. We were scoreless at the half. Same thing into the fourth. Kingsley with a 4th and goal, but the Stags can't convert. Ensuing possession for Kent City, another costly turnover. This one picked off in the hands of Goethals. He takes it all the way back to the end zone. That's a pick 6. Kingsley would add one more touchdown in the fourth. A historic season for the Eagles ends with a 14-0 semifinal loss.